I just got back home to Switzerland after 2 weeks in the US for Christmas. Still very tired and jet lagged. And as I was unpacking, I was thinking about how much my process for unpacking really has evolved because I do travel a lot. And I don't mean that to brag, it's just what I choose to prioritize, and it's also built into my life being based in Europe with my family back in the US. So my method is pretty simple, but it does allow me to unpack as slowly as I want, and I can still get all my toothbrushes and food and other urgent stuff out as soon as possible. My clothing doesn't get wrinkled, I can start laundry right away, and I'm not digging through my suitcase in the days between arriving and having that last thing unpacked. Because of course, most of the stuff you bring with you on a trip is stuff that you use all the time. So the plan for this video is I'm going to finish unpacking now and bring you guys with me as a sort of like speed up clean with me style video. And over that, I will record my method, not to overhype, it's really simple, along with any like tips and things that make sense along the way. Okay, welcome to my point of view. Unpacking is basically putting things away, which as a mother feels like what I do all freaking day. I used to be irritated by family members who walk into a room and basically scan it looking for something that isn't where it belongs, but that's me now. So this overhyped quote-unquote method of mine, I just empty out the suitcases as quickly as I can, putting the contents in piles in the correct room. It is easy and fast to basically empty suitcases into piles, and then you can deal with urgent stuff that day and take your time with the not urgent stuff. The urgent stuff is food, dirty laundry, anything that you need that day, like your toothbrush or face cream or makeup. Let's start with the urgent stuff like toothbrushes. Let's say you're very tired like me and don't unpack the day you arrive. What happens at bedtime? You open your suitcase and dig out your toothbrush. Then in the morning you need your makeup, you do the same thing again. And what happens each time you dig something out like that is that your suitcase, which presumably started out with everything folded or rolled in neatly, is getting more messy. This has two negative consequences. Your clothes are getting wrinkled, and the suitcase itself is looking and genuinely becoming more overwhelming. Psychology matters. So this channel is all about productivity and organization. Oh yeah, I'm Kate and I make videos about productivity and organization. Please like and subscribe and all of that. Honestly, each new like or subscribe really brightens my day, and I also try really hard to give back a lot of value to each of you who gives me your time and attention by watching. Anyway, productivity is all about psychology. If you turn your suitcase into a messy thing that doesn't even have important stuff in it anymore, you are really setting yourself up to have it sitting on your floor for ages. It's just getting more and more wrinkled, meanwhile you don't have all your favorite clothes. So that is why I empty my suitcases into piles. The piles aren't squeezed so they're not wrinkling, and they're in the right room, so digging through is minimalized or something that can be done if it needs to be. Getting food into the kitchen ASAP is a big one. I'm a city girl, though not currently. Now I live in a Swiss mountain village, but I have dealt with infestations. Mice in college dorms, I had terrible aunts in San Francisco, and it's bad enough in the kitchen. I could just not deal with that, just couldn't deal with that in the bedrooms. In apartments, having an infestation has as much to do with your neighbors as your own cleanliness, but if you have one, they will generally stay where the food is, so my rule is no food in bedrooms whatsoever. The next urgent thing is laundry. You just came back from a trip, you probably will need to do laundry pretty soon. And you don't want to start a load and then remember your favorite sweater was still in your backpack and covered in airplane cooties. Or my kids. They don't have as much extras as I do because they are growing so fast. So I really want to have all their dirty socks and undies in the wash, or they could actually run out before it's time to do a light laundry load again. Okay, so let's talk about these piles. I will have a pile of clean clothes for each person. Putting away clean clothes is the second most time-consuming part of unpacking. So I think it's a big win to separate that task from the rest of the unpacking. Clean clothes can sit in folded piles almost indefinitely, where clothes squeezed in a suitcase, even folded, will get wrinkly after a day. And also a pile for bathroom stuff, again, just separating the task of putting things away from the task of unpacking. There is some urgency to unpacking, as we've talked about, but there is less urgency in putting my 3 emergency travel band-aids back in the band-aid box. That's really the key here. I'm separating the time-consuming, non-urgent tasks like putting away clean folded laundry from the quick and easy and more urgent task of emptying the suitcases. And that's really the main point. When you get home from a trip, there is so much you have to do. We mentioned laundry, but you probably also need to go grocery shopping and catch up on work and deal with your pets' needs. And what state did you leave the bed sheets or the garbage? I always have a lot of messages that need replying, and very often something semi-urgent came up while I was away that I promised to deal with as soon as I was home. So by separating out the urgent, easy task of emptying the suitcases from the time-consuming, non-urgent task of putting each item away, I can do all those non-packing related urgent things like grocery shopping and replying to messages. And I know I'm not going to find a rotten banana in a backpack next week when I can finally finish putting everything away.
Okay, so I said that clothing was the second most time-consuming thing to put away. For me, the most time-consuming category is new stuff. This was our Christmas trip. So we have a lot of new stuff entering our home that doesn't have a place where it belongs yet. What I'm doing for now is toys are going under the tree. We have a medium small tree here at home, even though we didn't spend Christmas here. We were here for most of December and Advent. And anything else I can't find a home for is going in my office for now. Sometimes in the past, I have also left all this type of stuff in one suitcase that stays on my bedroom floor until I can deal with it. What I'm leaning towards doing this time is, well, leaving this category for last, that's for sure. It's not happening today. But I think I'll put away Christmas decorations even before tackling the job of finding new homes for all this new stuff. To me, all that matters is that it all eventually gets away. What would not be acceptable to me would be to have it all stay out so long that it prevents me from keeping the house clean, like keeping me from vacuuming, or for it to not all be away before a new influx of stuff. I do not want growing piles of stuff that quote unquote needs to be dealt with. I made a video recently about tips for a tidy home, and the theme of that video was how I designed my home to be default tidy. Things are not allowed to pile up. And specifically, just like looking at my own calendar, we have Carnival coming up in less than a month. Easter is early this year, so Carnival is too. That's Mardi Gras for my American viewers. And my kids will be spending that time in Italy with their father, so more travel. I definitely want this trip completely 100% away and dealt with before the next. And a month is fast, but also plenty of time.
unpacked, and I got my own clothes and some of the other things away too. Not the new stuff, like I said, that is just not happening today. It's gonna happen eventually. I just want to repeat the big takeaway. My method, really simple. Just empty out the suitcases as quickly as you can and put things in piles in the right room. And what this does is separate the time-consuming, not urgent tasks of like putting away clean laundry from the quick and easy and more urgent tasks of actually like emptying the suitcases. So things like food and laundry can be dealt with ASAP, and your clothes don't get wrinkly, and it just feels good to have like the suitcases emptied and put away. If you enjoyed this sort of clean with me style video, I have made a couple others. We just moved in the summer from Italy to Switzerland, so there's a lot of home organization happening. I will put a link to them here on the screen at the end and also down below in the description. And I was also sort of thinking of making some packing tips videos. I know the world does not need any more of those, but I sort of disagree with the premise of all of them. There is no one right way to pack, like many things in life. It depends on your goal. Like, for me coming back from Christmas, my goal was to fit as much as I possibly could without paying extra fees. And I would pack very differently if I was going on like a multi-stop Euro trip where the idea is to live out of the suitcase, you know, not really ever fully unpack it. And also I have to carry that suitcase around too. Or when I'm traveling with kids, that has its own set of complications, like having all of their stuff ready and like emergency changes of clothes because kids get motion sick. So if that sounds like something you might want to watch, please do comment down below telling me you're interested, and I'll make recording that a priority. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Hug, and I will see you over there in those other videos.